to definitely the people.
Hello, everybody. This is Tracy with Tracy Takes on the Progressive Queens and all my other shows I do. Today is a special day. We are going to be covering the inauguration of the 46th president today. It's still about an hour and 41 minutes to go. So we'll start as soon as they start, but I wanted to welcome everyone who'll be watching this video probably after the fact. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'll be doing some commentary over the video that I'll be presenting. So just hang tight and we'll see you around 11 o'clock. Are you there? Hello, are you there? Nope, okay. So everybody, they finally decided to start the inauguration kickoff. So we're gonna join the mid-session. You'll see Amy Klobuchar talking, and don't mind me, you can't see me probably now, so you'll see her screen, and I'll do some talking over. So we're gonna just join in, and finally they got finally started. So we'll join in.
In just a few moments, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will take their solemn oaths. This ceremony is the culmination of 244 years of a democracy. It is the moment when leaders brought to this stage by the will of the people promised to be faithful to our Constitution, to cherish it and defend it. It is the moment when they become, as we all should be, guardians of our country. Have we become too jaded, too accustomed to the ritual of the passing of the torch of democracy to truly appreciate what a blessing and a privilege it is to witness this moment? I think not.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, when an angry, violent mob staged an insurrection and desecrated this temple of our democracy, it awakened us to our responsibility.
Okay, so Amy Klobuchar is still talking. I thought I had somebody in here, so I'm gonna just jump back on the screen, so don't mind me.
Brushes off the dust and does what America always does.
Nope, nobody in here.
Goes forward as a nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's just get this started.
This conveyance of a sacred trust between our leaders and our people takes place in front of this shining Capitol dome for a reason. When Abraham Lincoln gave his first inaugural address in front of this Capitol, the dome was only partially constructed, braced by ropes of steel.
I think you all can still hear me.
He would finish it.
For some reason, I can't see my own face.
Funds on it during the Civil War. To those critics, he replied, "If the people see the Capitol going on, it is a sign we intend the Union shall go on." And it did.
Sorry, I can't see my picture, so I'm gonna stop this for a second.
Generations of Americans gave their lives to preserve our
Sorry about this, guys. I'm going back to sharing.
Great legislation to protect civil rights and economic security and lead the world was debated and crafted under this dome. Now it falls on all of us.
Girl, will you shut up and get on with the show, please?
To take up the torch of our democracy, not as a weapon of political arson, but as an instrument for good. We pledge today never to take our democracy for granted as we celebrate its remarkable strength. We celebrate its resilience, its grit. We celebrate the ordinary people doing extraordinary things for our nation. The doctors and nurses on the front line of this pandemic,
so
the officers in the Capitol, a new generation never giving up hope for justice. We celebrate a new president, Joe Biden, who vows to restore the soul of America and cross the river of our divides to a higher plane. and we celebrate our first African American, first Asian American, and first woman vice president.
Our time. We needed
Kamala
a woman.
Harris, who stands on the shoulders of so many on this platform who have forged the way to this day. When she takes the oath of office, little girls and boys across the world will know that anything and everything is possible. And in the end, that is America.
Okay,
Our
so she gonna
democracy,
still keep
a
on
country of
talking.
so much good. And today, on these Capitol steps and before this glorious field of flags, we rededicate ourselves to its
Shut
cause.
up.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Go sit down somewhere.
It is now to introduce to you the senator who has worked with me and so many others to make this ceremony possible. My friend and the chair of the inaugural committee, Missouri Senator Roy Blunt.
Okay. Dude, if y'all don't get up here and shut the bleep up.
Well, I should have known when Senator Klobuchar got involved, at least there'd be a touch of snow up here this morning.
Hi-yo, shut
Of
up.
all the things we'd considered, I don't think snow was on my agenda until I walked out the door a moment ago. But thank you, Senator Klobuchar, and thanks to the other members of the Joint Congressional Committee on the Inauguration as we officially begin the 59th inaugural ceremony. I also want to thank the Joint Committee staff and our partners, particularly our security partners, for the way they've dealt with unprecedented circumstances. When I chaired the inauguration 4 years ago, I shared President Reagan's 1981 description of this event as commonplace and miraculous. Commonplace because we've done it every 4 years since 1789. Miraculous because we've done it every 4 years since 1789. Americans have celebrated this moment during war, during depression, and now during pandemic. Once again, all three branches of our government come together as the Constitution envisions. Once again, we renew our commitment to our determined democracy, forging a more perfect union.
If they don't shut
that theme
up.
For this inauguration, our determined democracy, forging a more perfect union, was announced by the Joint Committee before the election.
Okay, so these people won't just get up here and talk all day long. Shut up. Oh, and thanks to C-SPAN for the feed, because that's how y'all watching it.
To be better than we have been. The Constitution established that determined democracy with its first three words, declaring the people as the source of the government. The Articles of Confederation hadn't done that. The Magna Carta hadn't done that. Only the Constitution says the government exists because the people are the source of the reason it exists. They immediately followed those first three words with the words to form a more perfect union. The founders did not say to form a perfect union. They did not claim that in our new country, nothing would need to be improved. Fortunately, they understood that always working to be better would be the hallmark of a great democracy. The freedoms we have today, the nation we have today, is not here just because it happened, and they aren't complete. A great democracy working through the successes and failures of our history, striving to be better than it had been. And we are more than we have been, and we are less than we hope to be. The assault on our Capitol at this very place just 2 weeks ago reminds us that a government designed to balance and check itself is both fragile and resilient. During the last year, the pandemic challenged our free and open society and called for extraordinary determination
so bad
and
they just
sacrifice,
going
and still
on and on
challenges
and on
us
and on
today.
and on. It's like, shut
Meeting
up.
that challenge head on have been and are healthcare workers, scientists, first responders, essential frontline workers, and so many others we depend on in so many ways. Today we come to this moment. People all over the world, as we're here, are watching and will watch what we do here. Our government comes together. The Congress and the courts join the transition of executive responsibility. One political party more pleased today and on every inaugural day than the other. But this is not a moment of division, it's a moment of unification. A new administration begins and brings with it a new beginning. And with that, our great national debate goes forward.
Somebody throw some at this guy. They should have said 3 minutes.
Continue to be essential in pursuit of a more perfect union and a better future for all Americans.
Oh my gosh.
What a privilege for me to join you today. Thank you. Please call to the podium a longtime friend of the president-elect and his family, Father Leo O'Donovan, to lead us in an invocation. Please stand if you are able and remain standing for the national anthem and the pledge to our flag.
Okay, this part I ain't gonna be talking on. Okay.
Gracious and merciful God, at this sacred time we come before you in need, indeed on our knees. But we come still more with hope and with our eyes raised anew to the vision of a more perfect union in our land, a union of all our citizens to promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. We are a people of many races, creeds, and colors, national backgrounds, cultures, and styles, now far more numerous and on land much vaster than when Archbishop John Carroll wrote his prayer for the inauguration of George Washington 232 years ago. Archbishop Carroll prayed that you, O Creator of all, would assist with your Holy Spirit of counsel and fortitude the President of these United States, that his administration may be conducted in righteousness and be eminently useful to your people. Today we confess our past failures to live according to our vision of equality, inclusion, and freedom for all. Yet we resolutely commit still more now to renewing the vision, to caring for one another in word and deed, especially the least fortunate among us, and so becoming a light for the world. There is a power in each and every one of us that lives by turning to every other one of us, a thrust of the Spirit to cherish and care and stand by others, and above all, those most in need. It is called love, and its path is to give ever more of itself. Today, it is called American patriotism, born not of power and privilege, but of care for the common good, with malice toward none and with charity for all. For our new president, we beg of you the wisdom Solomon sought when he knelt before you and prayed for an understanding heart, so that I can govern your people and know the difference between right and wrong. We trust in the counsel of the letter of James. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Pope Francis has reminded us how important it is to dream together. By ourselves, he wrote, we risk seeing mirages, things that are not there. Dreams, on the other hand, are built together. Be with us, holy mystery of love, as we dream together. Help us under our new president to reconcile the people of our land, restore our dream and invest it with peace and justice and the joy that is the overflow of love. To the glory of your name, forever. Amen.
Do these people know it's COVID-19 going around? Okay, so I forget what the schedule is because I didn't download it. And you all can't see my face because I'm actually showing the screen. I'm going to make it larger.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain national colors by the Armed Forces Color Guard, the singing of our national anthem, and for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I thought Lady Gaga was singing Star Spangled Bangle. I'm trying, y'all. I'm really trying. I think this is the presenting of the guard. Okay. Why does it take to present those flags? It's only one. What they do, every country in the world?
Ladies and gentlemen, here for the singing of our national anthem, accompanied by the President's own United States Marine Band, please welcome Lady Gaga.
What is that she wearing? Okay, see, I know this ain't a fashion show, but is that a bird on her shirt? Oh, yeah, that's a bird. Okay. I know it's bigger than that, blah, 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 blah. Then you'll be like, shut up. Okay, so she's gonna do this. Oh, okay. Don't forget the words either, like everybody else. Okay. I'm just sitting here watching you, not saying a word. Okay.
On the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red the bomb bursting in
Okay. I thought the parade came first. What is the parade? Oh, they can't do the parade. COVID-19. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so we gonna get the stage, and here comes somebody else. Oh, the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the city of South Fulton, Georgia Fire and Rescue Department, President of the International Association of Firefighters, Local 3920, Fire Captain Andrea M. Hall, for the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, the Pledge of Allegiance. Don't care for this either, but you know, for all y'all out there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, she did put it in sign language, so, you know, that was good. But... Oh, no, not Amy Klobuchar again. Oh, girls, keep it
What you
brief.
are all about to be part of America is a historic moment of firsts. To administer the oath to our first African American, our first Asian American,
Oh,
and
she
our
didn't take the
first
oath. Yeah, she
woman
didn't take the
Vice
oath.
President, Kamala Harris. It is my great privilege to welcome to the inaugural stage the first Latina to ever serve on the Supreme Court of the United States of America, Justice Sonia Sotomayor.
About time to get to the oath. Thank you. Boy, they dragged this out all the way.
By musical honors.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kamala Davy Harris, do solemnly swear
Kamala Davy Harris, I solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Dang, we done just made it. Yeah. I almost got a tear in my dang on eye. Dang on onions. We got ourselves a female
Ladies
vice
and
president.
gentlemen, please be seated. Please welcome Jennifer Lopez to perform This Land Is Your Land and America the Beautiful, accompanied by
She
members of the
can't
President's
sing.
own United
Oh,
States
child, they
Marine
could have
Band.
got me to do that. Okay, they're going to get Jennifer Lopez to sing the song. Okay, I guess. Mm-mm-mm. I mean, for real though, she can't even sing though. I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of this.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking down that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. Oh, this land, oh, this land. This land was made for you and me. Oh, this land, oh, this land. This land was made for you and me. You and me. Oh, America.
Oh, she didn't try to blend in too soon.
God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood. From sea to shining sea. Una nación bajo Dios indivisible con libertad y justicia para todos. Let's get this land was made for you and
Okay, go away. Girl, no. No. Now let's get the oath of president over. Because Trump's got 13 minutes to go. Bye. Oh, can't take this mess no more.
Well, that was great. The sun is shining, and Mr. President-elect, this is the first inauguration in the history of America where J-Lo was the warm-up act for Chief Justice Roberts.
Hi-yo!
It is now my distinct honor to introduce the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States, John Roberts, to administer the presidential oath to the next President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden.
Can we please get this over with? Trump's got, what, 2 minutes to go? This thing ain't gonna take two.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand.
Just do it. Make it quick. It's like, yep, I want to be president. Bye. And get him out. Out. Get him out. Get him out. There go baby crying. Why they got the baby crying? Took him 15
Please
times
raise
to
your
do
right
it.
hand and repeat after me. I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States,
and will, to the best of my ability,
will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Oh, Trump is gone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He gone. Bye. Bye. Yes. Play the theme song. Yes. Because we can't take no more of him. We can't. It's over. Trump is gone. Oh, Lord, it's gone. Dang. They don't know how happy I is today.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You out. Ha, 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 ha. Bye, bye. Oh, boy. I'm keeping it all petty. Not sorry, y'all, but, oh. It's like a big old weight been lifted off of my shoulders. I don't know what they doing now. We got ourselves a new president and new somebody that can speak and not yet. Well, he does yell a lot, but whoo, child. Thank you, America. Thank you. Because I was not for no 4 more years. I was not. What are they waiting on? Are they taking a moment of silence or something? Is he going to make his speech? Okay, I think he's coming back up for another speech. I don't know. Why didn't they just let him make a speech after he got sworn in? I have no idea.
My fellow Americans.
Okay.
A moment we have all been waiting for.
Now you ain't wound up
It
there.
is now my great privilege and high honor to be the first person to officially introduce the 46th President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden Jr.
Chief Justice Roberts, Vice President Harris, Speaker Pelosi, Leader Schumer, Leader McConnell, Vice President Pence, my distinguished guests, my fellow Americans. This is America's day. This is democracy's day. A day of history and hope, of renewal and resolve.
Okay, keep it brief, Joe. Don't be going all
For
day.
the ages, America has been tested anew, and America has risen to the challenge. Today, we celebrate the triumph not of a candidate, but of a cause, the cause of democracy. The people, the will of the people has been heard, and the will of the people has been heeded. We've learned again that democracy is precious. Democracy is fragile. And at this hour, my friends, democracy has prevailed. So now, on this hallowed ground where just a few days ago, violence sought to shake the Capitol's very foundation, we come together as one nation, under God, indivisible, to carry out the peaceful transfer of power as we have for more than 2 centuries. As we look ahead in our uniquely American way, restless, bold, optimistic, and set our sights on the nation we know we can be and we must be. I thank my predecessors of both parties for their presence here today. I thank them from the bottom of my heart. And I know.
Yeah, we know the former one getting ready for jail.
And I know the resilience of our Constitution and the strength of our nation, as does President Carter, who I spoke with last night, who cannot be with us today, but whom we salute for his lifetime in service. I've just taken the sacred oath each of those patriots have taken. The oath first sworn by George Washington. But the American story depends not on any one of us, not on some of us, but on all of us, on we the people who seek a more perfect union. This is a great nation. We're good people. And over the centuries, through storm and strife, in peace and in war, we've come so far. We still have far to go.
Okay.
We'll press
You're
forward.
just taking a little
Speed
too
and urgency,
long, man.
for we have much to do in this winter of peril and significant possibilities. Much to repair, much to restore,
Okay, blah,
much
blah,
to heal,
blah.
much to build,
See, this is the
and
part
much
I
to
didn't like.
gain. Few people in our nation's history have been more challenged, found a time more challenging or difficult than the time we're in now. Once in a century virus that silently stalks the country has taken as many lives in 1 year as America lost in all of World War II. Millions of jobs have been lost. Hundreds of thousands of
And somebody
businesses
said,
closed. The cry for racial justice, some 400 years in the making, moves us. The dream of justice for all will be deferred no longer. The cry for survival comes from the planet itself. A cry that can't be any more desperate or any more clear. And now, the rise of political extremism, white supremacy, domestic terrorism, that we must confront and we will defeat. To overcome these challenges, to restore the soul and secure the future of America, requires so much more than words. Requires the most
Just say you're
elusive
going
of
to get
all
rid of COVID
things
and give
in a
us
democracy.
$2,000 checks, please.
Unity. Unity. In another January, on New Year's Day in 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. When he put pen to paper, the president said, and I quote, "If my name ever goes down into history, it'll be for this act, and my whole soul is in it." My whole soul is in it. Today, on this January day, my whole soul is in this. Bringing America together, uniting our people, uniting our nation. And I ask every American to join me in this cause. Uniting to fight the foes we face: anger, resentment and hatred, extremism, lawlessness, violence, disease, joblessness, and hopelessness. With unity, we can do great things, important things. We can right wrongs. We can put people to work in good jobs. We can teach our children in safe schools. We can overcome the deadly virus. We can reward work, rebuild the middle class, and make healthcare secure for all. We can deliver racial justice, and we can make America once again the leading force for good in the world. I know speaking of unity can sound to some like a foolish fantasy these days.
Okay.
I know the forces that divide us are deep,
blah.
and they are real.
Look, you
But I
president,
also
man, get to work.
They are not new. Our history has been a constant struggle between the American ideal, that we're all are created equal, and the harsh, ugly reality of racism, nativism, fear, demonization have long torn us apart. The battle is perennial, and victory is never assured. Through Civil War, the Great Depression, World War, 9/11, through struggle, sacrifice, and setbacks, our better angels have always prevailed. In each of these moments, enough of us have come together to carry all of us forward. And we can do that now. History, faith, and reason show the way of unity. We can see each other not as adversaries, but as neighbors. We can treat each other with dignity and respect. We can join forces, stop the shouting, and lower the temperature. Without unity, there is no peace, only bitterness and fury. No progress, only exhausting outrage. No nation, only a state of chaos. This is our historic moment of crisis and challenge. And unity is the path forward. And we must meet this moment as the United States of America. If we do that, I guarantee you we will not fail. We have never, ever, ever, ever failed in America. We've acted together. So today, at this time, in this place, let's start afresh, all of us. Let's begin to listen to one another again, hear one another, see one another, show respect to one another. Politics doesn't have to be a raging fire, destroying everything in its path. Every disagreement doesn't have to be a cause for total war. And we must reject the culture in which facts themselves are manipulated and even manufactured. My fellow Americans, we have to be different than this. America has to be better than this. And I believe America is so much better than this. Just look around. Here we stand in the shadow of the Capitol Dome, as was mentioned earlier, completed amid the Civil War, when the Union itself was literally hanging in the balance. Yet we endured. We prevailed. Here we stand, looking out on the Great Mall, where Dr. King spoke of his dream. Here we stand, where 108 years ago, at another inaugural, thousands of protesters tried to block brave women marching for the right to vote. Today, we mark the swearing in of the first woman in American history elected to national office, Vice President Kamala Harris. Don't tell me things can't change. Here we stand, across the Potomac from Arlington Cemetery, where heroes who gave the last full measure of devotion rest in eternal peace. And here we stand, just days after a riotous mob thought they could use violence to silence the will of the people, to stop the work of our democracy, to drive us from this sacred ground. It did not happen. It will never happen. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever, not ever. All those who supported our campaign, I'm humbled by the faith you placed in us. To all those who did not support us, let me say this. Hear me out as we move forward. Take a measure of me and my heart. If you still disagree, so be it. That's democracy. That's America. The right to dissent peaceably within the guardrails of our republic is perhaps this nation's greatest strength. Yet hear me clearly. Disagreement must not lead to disunion. And I pledge this to you. I will be a president for all Americans. All Americans. And I promise you, I will fight as hard for those who did not support me as for those who did. Many centuries ago, St. Augustine, saint of my church, wrote that a people was a multitude defined by the common objects of their love. Defined by the common objects of their love. What are the common objects we as Americans love that define us as Americans? I think we know. Opportunity, security, liberty, dignity, respect, honor, and yes, the truth. Recent weeks and months have taught us a painful lesson. There is truth and there are lies. Lies told for power and for profit. And each of us has a duty and a responsibility as citizens, as Americans, especially as leaders. Leaders who have pledged to honor our Constitution and protect our nation, to defend the truth and defeat the lies. Look, I understand that many of my fellow Americans view the future with fear and trepidation. I understand they worry about their jobs.
Shut up.
I understand, like my dad, they lay in bed staring at the ceiling, wondering, can I keep my health care? Can I pay my mortgage? Thinking about their families, about what comes next. I promise you, I get it. But the answer is not to turn inward, to retreat into competing factions, distrusting those who don't look like you, or worship the way you do, don't get their news from the same sources you do. We must end this uncivil war that pits red against blue, rural versus urban, conservative versus liberal. We can do this if we open our souls instead of hardening our hearts, if we show a little tolerance and humility, and if we're willing to stand in the other person's shoes, as my mom would say, just for a moment, stand in their shoes.
Okay,
because here's the thing about life.
Woo.
There's no accounting for what fate will deal you. Some days, when you need a hand, there are other days when we're called to lend a hand. That's how it has to be. That's what we do for one another. And if we are this way, our country will be stronger, more prosperous, more ready for the future. And we can still disagree. My fellow Americans, in the work ahead of us, we're going to need each other. We need all our strength to persevere through this dark winter. We're entering what may be the toughest and deadliest period of the virus. We must set aside politics and finally face this pandemic as one nation. One nation. And I promise you this, as the Bible says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. We will get through this together. Together. Look, folks, all my colleagues I serve with in the House and the Senate up here, we all understand the world is watching all of us today. So here's my message to those beyond our borders. America has been tested, and we've come out stronger for it. We will repair our alliances and engage with the world once again. Not to meet yesterday's challenges, but today's and tomorrow's challenges. And we'll lead not merely by the example of our power, but by the power of our example. We'll be a strong and trusted partner for peace, progress, and security. Look, you all know we've been through so much in this nation. In my first act as president, I'd like to ask you to join me in a moment of silent prayer. Remember all those who we lost in this past year to the pandemic. Those 400,000 fellow Americans, moms, dads, husbands, wives, sons, daughters, friends, neighbors, and co-workers. We'll honor them, becoming the people and the nation we know we can and should be. So I ask you, let's say a silent prayer for those who've lost their lives and those left behind, and for our country. Amen. Folks, this is a time of testing. We face an attack on our democracy and on truth, a raging virus, growing inequity, sting of systemic racism, climate in crisis, America's role in the world. Any one of these would be enough to challenge us in profound ways. But the fact is, we face them all at once, presenting this nation with one of the gravest responsibilities we've had. Now we're going to be tested. Are we going to step up, all of us? It's time for boldness, for there's so much to do. And this is certain. I promise you, we will be judged, you and I, by how we resolve these cascading crises of our era. We will rise to the occasion is the question. Will we master this rare and difficult hour? Will we meet our obligations and pass along a new and better world to our children? I believe we must. I'm sure you do as well. I believe we will. And when we do, we'll write the next great chapter in the history of the United States of America, the American story. A story that might sound something like a song that means a lot to me. It's called American Anthem. There's one verse that stands out, at least for me, and it goes like this. The work and prayers of century have brought us to this day. What shall be our legacy? What will our children say? Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. Let's us add our own work and prayers to the unfolding story of our great nation. If we do this, then when our days are through, our children and our children's children will say of us, they gave their best, they did their duty, they healed a broken land. My fellow Americans, I close the day where I began, with the sacred oath. Before God and all of you, I give you my word. I will always level with you. I will defend the Constitution. I'll defend our democracy. I'll defend America. And will give all of you, keep everything I do in your service, thinking not of power, but of possibilities, not of personal interest, but the public good. And together, we shall write an American story of hope, not fear, of unity, not division, of light, not darkness, a story of decency and dignity, love and healing, greatness and goodness. May this be the story that guides us, the story that inspires us, and the story that tells ages yet to come that we answered the call of history. We met the moment. Democracy and hope, truth and justice did not die in our watch, but thrived. That America secured liberty at home and stood once again as a beacon to the world. That is what we owe our forebears, one another, and generation to follow. So, with purpose and resolve, we turn to those tasks of our time, sustained by faith, driven by conviction, devoted to one another and the country we love with all our hearts. May God bless America, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, America.
Oh, thank you. Over with, too. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
It's more? Oh, come on. He's already president now. Can we just get to the parade?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Garth Brooks to perform Amazing Grace.
Okay, well, this should be good. Garth Brooks is a decent singer. For some reason, the page timed out. Yeah, I'm getting right back to it. Commercial, sorry.
How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to see God's grace than when we first begun. If I can ask you to sing this last verse with me.
No, don't
Not just
ask
the
for
people here,
participation.
but the people at home, at work, as one, united.
Some people can't sing, though. You know,
How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Yeah, okay. Okay, it's over with, right? We can go home. Okay, is he gonna dab everybody in the crowd?
Hard not to be reminded of President Obama's singing that same song at the Mother Emanuel Church. A song that in our culture is as close to both poetry and prayer as you could possibly come. And we're going to finish with those two things. Let me introduce Amanda Gorman, our nation's first ever National Poet Laureate.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, Madam Vice President, Mr. Emhoff, Americans, and the world.
When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. In the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny Black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first. We must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare it, because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared it at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So, while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens, but one thing is certain. If we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-lit hills of the West. We will rise from the wind-swept Northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked South. We will rebuild reconcile and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade of flame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
Oh, she finished. Okay.
Thank you, Amanda Gorman. Now for our benediction, I'm pleased to introduce Reverend Dr. Sylvester Beeman, the pastor of the Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Wilmington, Delaware, a friend of President Biden for 30 years.
Some old black man. Well, he black, he ain't old.
As a nation and people of faith gathered in this historical moment, let us unite in prayer. God, we gather under the beauty of your holiness and the holiness of your beauty. We seek your face, your smile, your warm embrace. We petition you once more in this celebration. We pray for divine favor upon our president, Joseph R. Biden, and our First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, and their family. We further ask that you would extend the same favor upon our Vice President, Kamala D. Harris, and our Second Gentleman, Doug Emhoff, and their family. More than ever, they and our nation need you. We need you, for in you we discover our common humanity. In our common humanity, we will seek out the wounded and bind their wounds. We will seek healing for those who are sick and diseased. We will mourn our dead. We will befriend the lonely, the least, and the left out. We will share our abundance with those who are hungry. We will do justly to the oppressed, acknowledge sin, and seek forgiveness, thus grasping reconciliation. In discovering our humanity, we will seek the good in and for all our neighbors. We will love the unlovable, remove the stigma of the so-called untouchables. We will care for our most vulnerable, our children, the elderly, emotionally challenged, and the poor. We will seek rehabilitation beyond correction. We will extend opportunity to those locked out of opportunity. We will make friends of our enemies. We will make friends of our enemies. People, your people, shall no longer raise up weapons against one another. We will rather use our resources for the national good and become a beacon of life and goodwill to the world. And neither shall we learn hatred anymore. We'll lie down in peace, not make our neighbors afraid. In you, oh God, we discover our humanity. In our humanity, we discover our commonness. Beyond the difference of color, creed, origin, political party, ideology, geography, and personal preferences. We'll become greater stewards of your environment, preserving the land, reaping from it a sustainable harvest, and securing its wonder and miracle-giving power for generations to come. This is our benediction, that from these hallowed grounds where slaves labored to build this shrine and citadel to liberty and democracy. Let us all acknowledge, from the indigenous Native American to those who recently received their citizenship, from the African American to those whose foreparents came from Europe and every corner of the globe, from the wealthy to those struggling to make it, every human being, regardless of their choices, that this is our country. As such, teach us, oh God. As such, teach us, oh God, to live in it, love in it, be healed in it, and reconcile to one another in it, lest we miss kingdom's goal. To your glory, majesty, dominion, and power forever. Hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. The strong name of our collective faith. Amen.
Please remain standing as the Armed Forces Color Guard retires our national colors.
The inauguration is over. I can breathe again. Oh, it's over, y'all. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated and remain in your seats while the President and official party depart the platform. For safety reasons, your ushers will release your section in an organized manner, following the playing of our national march, The Stars and Stripes Forever.
Woo, it's over, y'all. Oh, Lordy, I never thought I'd be this happy. It is over, yo. We got a 46th president. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Thank you all.
I think I hear a knock. Hold on just a moment. this play while I go check the door. Hold on a second. Shoot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can, yes. Hey, how you going?
I'm doing fantastic.
How good is it?
Fantastic. Finally. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Yeah, I know. Has Summer turned up? She was having trouble getting in.
Oh, she shouldn't.
Yeah, I know. She's not fucking great with computers.
Oh my gosh.
Let me call her and find out what's going on. I doubt she's fallen asleep. How you going, Tracy?
I'm doing fine. And you do know I am recording this for my podcast.
Ah, great.
I do have one small little favor, and I don't like to do this, but I don't cuss on my platforms, any of them. So if you're gonna do it, just put yourself on mute. And that's what I tell my people when they're coming in. I'm like,
good plan. All right, she's not answering. I'm gonna put you on mute. Hang on one, or maybe not.
oh my gosh, that twit is out.
Oh, she's crying, Tracy. Look at her. She's crying.
Oh, honey, I feel you. I'm right there with you.
You coming?
Yeah, tell her to try again, because sometimes you got to go out and then come back in.
Yeah. Try again with the Zoom link, Summer.
No,
wipe that shit off your face too. I mean, that stuff. I'm gonna put you on mute.
Yeah, and part down my grade because I got like gray all in the front.
Oh, nice. It's locked down. It's all good. Don't worry. All right. I reckon she might be trying again. She seems really quite upset. So
I took off work just to be here because I wanted to see it. I'm like, no, I got to see him go.
Yeah, I
didn't
know.
want his little speech because I'm like, nope, I'll never have to hear from that twit orange face chief. Oh Lord, forgive me. But frustration.
I'm a little bit disappointed that there's not like a live camera on Trump at the moment, just to sort of gauge his reaction. I would really like to. I'd like to be a fly on that wall.
Now, where are you at? Because I don't catch an American accent.
No, I'm Australian. So
Okay.
I live in Melbourne.
So it's Thursday there.
Sorry?
It's Thursday there, right?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's a little bit early.
Yeah, you got there early Thursday morning. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Still quite dark.
People just don't know how happy I am today.
I'm very pleased to hear it.
Just happy.
It really has been a very long 4 and a bit years. It's been astonishing. Just, I'm disappointed we didn't get to hear from Barack. But you know, like I was trying to think about it this morning when I was doing that "You're Fired" tweet, and I was trying to put in as many hashtags about how terrible Donald Trump was, and I ran out of characters. There was just so many gross violations of humanity. honestly, it was just astonishing. So it's kind of good. Yeah.
No, I mean, the real work begins, but for today, I'll just let it slide. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Although they did get on my nerves showing that baby with that Amish bonnet. I'm like, stop showing that baby.
I don't think we saw that here. You guys have got a different feed to what we do. So
yeah, because I was making commentary during the actual and why did they get Jennifer? Oh Lord, have mercy! They got Jennifer Lopez to sing. I'm like, she can't sing.
It was a pretty white inauguration. I was a bit disappointed by, J-Lo was the only color. Apart from the poet, apart from Amanda, there was a pretty vanilla flavored inauguration.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I'm thinking of yesterday when they had Yolanda Adams. I'm like, nope, that was yesterday. Yep.
Yeah. No, Amanda did the 23-year-old did the poet. I think she's America's first poet laureate. It was beautiful, but just in general, that was all very, can you get Lady Gaga, amazing singer, but very middle of the road. So, and Garth Brooks, I mean,
I like Garth Brooks.
He's great.
Although I was like, man, stop shaking everybody's hand and get off the stage. Dude, come on.
Keep touching people. I know, right?
Like, you know it's COVID-19. Stop that.
Yeah, like they all had gloves on, but dude.
He was like, yeah, okay. No, stop. Oh my gosh. I kept saying, why is A-Rod at the inauguration? And then I was like,
oh, is he?
Yes, because I guess they're dating or engaged or something.
Who?
I said A-Rod is engaged to J-Lo.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I don't know this stuff.
Yeah, it actually is true. He's actually engaged to her.
Yeah, right.
Why is he what is he doing there? And boy, I couldn't put it together. I was like, oh, she's gonna sing. Please no. Please no.
I think she just doesn't, she's over 50 and she does not look any different to Jenny from the block. That woman has not aged.
She's aging in reverse.
Yeah.
Some of us look at food and we gain 20 pounds. So like, oh, well, wait a minute.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Is she still trying?
I think so. I don't know what's going on. I reckon I'm going to leave you. I got to have some breakfast and then I got to kind of get starting to think about work.
When you came in here, I thought I'm going to be the only one in here. So I'm going to do my little commentary afterwards.
I think that's a great idea.
Another part coming up, but I forget what part it is.
Yeah. Make sure you put the link to the podcast in the chat. So that I can
think of that because I hate promoting myself. I'm like, well, this is tacky.
It's not tacky. It's literally why Facebook exists.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
good to meet you, Trace.
Yep.
See ya.
Have a great day.
I will.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, everybody, I'm back. I had to let somebody in. So the inauguration is finished. Oh. After, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be really in it. But today is all about just feeling good today. I'm going to share my screen again and get back to, I don't know what exactly is next. I think they're on their way to the White House. Pretty sure. I don't know what they're doing now. Like they're standing out there. Pretty sure that security is there because I see some of them, but okay. A Range Rover? They're going to go with a Range Rover. I don't know where they're going. I'm assuming they're going to the White House. That's what I'm assuming. Everybody can rejoice today. Oh, goodness. I'll tell you who's quiet, though. Trump supporters. Who they quiet today? Take them and their conspiracy theories and go home. Okay, if they don't stop touching people, it's COVID-19, y'all. Oh my gosh. I got 2 more hours of this to go, y'all. I still don't know where they're going. I think they're going to the White House because now everybody's gone.
Right away. So Robert also said say hello, and my pal they did. Yesterday they said
Okay. Congratulations.
well done.
Almost there.
Okay. Oh, shucks. Am I going out to get something to eat? Probably not. Okay. I think they're going to the White House. I literally have no idea what they're doing now. I just see people talking. Like, where are they at on their way to? Okay. Okay, so we're going to eventually take a break here. But now they're showing, I still am curious to where they're going. I think it's the White House. They keep saying that, but normally there'd be like a luncheon, but of course they're not going to do that due to COVID-19. How they gonna take pictures with masks on? Now ain't nobody gonna know it's you. Okay. So apparently we don't know what they do. What are we waiting on? Okay, yeah. Why they doing all that yippee yap? I'm gonna go here and check my Facebook. Okay. Sorry to share my screen with everybody, but they just doing nothing right now. They literally are doing nothing. Okay. What is still doing nothing? Like, come on, get with whatever what is the agenda? I'm gonna go here and cheat. We did all that stuff too. Okay. Okay. Let me go here. I'm trying to see what the inaugural schedule is. Okay, we still looking at the schedule, y'all, because apparently they ain't doing nothing right now to get that. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock. Okay. So the Welsh Wing at Arlington Cemetery is next. Then the president goes to the White House. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Gotta get on Twitter. So now we're just waiting for the lane of the week at Arlington Cemetery. So we're gonna put this on pause till about 2 o'clock because it looks like they're not doing nothing for the next hour. We're gonna stop sharing the screen and then we're gonna pause for until about 2 o'clock. If something breaks, I'll come back, but it doesn't look like anything's breaking right now. So I'll see you all in a bit. Bye. I'll see you later. Okay, everybody, I'm back after taking a lunch break. So right now, what they're doing is they're at the Arlington National Cemetery, laying wreaths at the tomb of the tomb of the unknown soldier. So, Okay, they're stable.
Mr. Charles R. Alexander, Superintendent, Arlington National Cemetery. Major General Omar J. Jones IV, Commanding General of the United States Army Military District of Washington, and Mrs. Tracy Jones. The Armed Forces Honor Code and the United States Army Band are performed and awaiting the President and Vice President to move to the tomb of the unknown soldier to place the wreath.
Okay. Eventually, they're going to lay this wreath. Okay. They eventually gonna get to it.
Mm. Okay, eventually they're gonna get to this. There we go. Okay. Still sharing a screen. Apparently they haven't laid the week just yet. Okay, they're gonna eventually lay this wreath. Eventually, they're gonna get to this. Okay, they finally get good. Oh, good. Lord, do they know how to take long in these ceremonies? Woo, Show them how to take their time. Come on. I know this is solemn, but woo. Okay, that's finally done. So what's next on the agenda? Okay. Now it's just showing what. What's next? Okay. Okay, so now they just showing pictures. They doing something, don't know what. Ooh. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. Woo. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so whatever it is they're doing, let's see what else is on the schedule. Mm-mm. Wow. Is that the White House?
And just to give you an update on our live coverage of the inauguration of Joe Biden, the president is still at Arlington Cemetery, and as you said, 15th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue. It's about 2 blocks from the White House, and there he'll be doing a military. It's about 2 blocks from the White House, and there he'll be doing a military parade escort to the White House.
Okay,
and that's what we're waiting. But we will be able to see the entire trip across Memorial Bridge back into Washington, D.C. in just a few minutes. That will be happening. So these are all live pictures we're showing you today, and just want to keep you updated on what's happening.
I'm gonna say yes. So we eventually waiting. They're gonna make us wait. Period. Okay. Okay. Are they going to do the military accomplice to the White House, or they just going to keep on with this shot? We just waiting on him to get started. Okay, so eventually they gonna be escorted to the White House. Okay, so eventually they gonna get to this. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I didn't think they had this big a gap in between. Okay. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Line up. Battery. Attention. Ceremonial.
Okay, time. Woo-wee. Well, they just taking me slow time. Okay. Okay, they finally looks like they're gonna eventually start. Okay. Okay. Eventually it's gonna get started. Oh, this is gonna be a super long recording, everybody. We so sorry. We thought they was gonna be good. Okay, I might put this on pause. Put this on pause. Okay, put this on pause. Be right back with y'all. Okay, it looks like they're back, so we're gonna share our screen again. So it looks like they're finally escorting the president to the White House, or I think this is the parade. It's one or the other. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Okay, looks like he's finally moving. Okay, so we almost here. It sure take them a long time to get here, I guess. God, hurry up. It's phone ringing. Let me put it on silent. Well, Okay. I think they've taken another break. So we're gonna put it on stop sharing. Pause for a bit. Okay, everybody, they finally started up again. Let's go to share screen. Okay, eventually he's gonna get out this car. Someday, over the rainbow. Okay, finally being escorted to the White House. Someday he may make it. Oh boy. Sorry, yeah, I didn't think this was gonna take this long. Sure, this won't get monetized because I'm using C-SPAN, but oh well. Oh, the real work starts tomorrow. cold. Cold, cold, cold. Yeah, you take a minute. Woo! Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Oh, mercy. Oh. Mm. Oh, I was recording that whole time. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, let me go back and share my screen. Are they gonna open the door someday? Okay, he's out of the car. Oh, God. Okay, okay. Why are they asking questions? They know ain't nobody got to do that today. Well, I ain't nobody asking one question. I'll give it to him. Okay, he's gonna walk the rest of the way. Okay. Okay, why are you running up to him and didn't answer no question? I guess it's so good that he can run. Let me go. Okay, so people let me answer the question.
Love you guys.
Okay, so they finally walk into the White House. Oh my gosh. Everybody know where it is. It don't take that long to get there, does it? Yeah, we finally got the music.
Inaugural presidential escort procession.
Oh.
And now, as we continue with today's parade across America, here's Jon Stewart.
Good afternoon and welcome
Okay, here's
to
Jon
the
Stewart.
very first virtual presidential inaugural parade across America. As you just saw, as is tradition, the parade and procession began at the United States Capitol, culminated with the arrival of President Biden and Vice President Harris at the White House. We may not be able to be together in person, but we can still gather, even if it's virtual, and celebrate this grand tradition. This year, we've had to create a new style of parade, allowing Americans from our states and U.S. territories the ability to participate safely from their hometowns. It's been a tough year. Pandemic, economic downturns, political divisions, social unrest, but we need to remember this, that every day, you may not be hearing about it on the news, you may not be seeing it on the internet, but there are millions of unsung American heroes who are keeping our nation going, caring for our loved ones, teaching our kids, keeping us all connected, making us smile, reminding us about what it is to truly be an American and what is great about America. That's what this day is about. An America united by our commitment to each other. One of those heroes is Dr. Jason Campbell. He's a resident physician in Oregon. You probably know him a little bit better as the dancing TikTok doc. Dr. Campbell, how you doing?
Mr. Stewart, I'm doing well. How are you? Thank you for having me today.
When did you start dancing? Is this a recent thing? You're tremendous at it. You clearly had training.
I started dancing when I was in high school, maybe 7th or 8th grade with popping and locking and breakdancing.
Okay.
They actually
So
called me
this
Poppin'
is the
Jay
parade
in my
part,
high school.
and
I was
this
also
is
referred
where
to
I
as
cut
Poppin'
it off.
Jay
Okay,
in high
so
school
that's
for the way that
sharing.
oftentimes my back vertebrae would pop. This must be obviously your first
Okay,
inaugural
so we're gonna
parade.
stop
Yes,
that
it is.
and
This is,
just stay with
incredibly
me and be
special.
patient. Okay, well, everybody, I went way past my time. I thought this would be over by 2 o'clock, and it still looks like it's to go with the parade, which I'm not gonna show. But sorry about that, guys. Can't seem to get to my screen. Sorry about that. I keep clicking the wrong thing and getting on the screen. So, of course, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and be sure to contribute to me on the Patreon. All the links are below.
And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.